Hey guys, Collins here, and today we are back with new video. Wait, what? There's something on my face? What's on my face? This is my mustache. This is mustache. This is what men grow. Men grow these things so that they look handsome. Do I look handsome? I don't. Oh shit! That actually really hurt. Fuck. Oh shit! That actually really hurt. Fuck. Well, fuck you, cause I look nice. No, I don't. That was a stupid gag. Oh, today we are back with a brand new video where we discuss Serena Williams and the drama that occurred about a week ago. Anyways, point being, today we're gonna be talking about the Serena Williams drama. So if you guys don't know what the story is, I'm gonna briefly sum it up for you guys. Serena Williams is this professional tennis player who was playing in the U.S. Opening, and she ended up her coach apparently was coaching her. Therefore, she got a warning, and in the game it's 3 warnings and you're out. First warning it's just a warning. Second is a point deduction, and the third one you lose the game. It's done. It's done. You lose the game. Great, done, got it, cool. So she got a warning for apparently coaching. She was rather upset about that because apparently she didn't know that she was coaching, despite the fact that her coach admitted to coaching her. Therefore, that logic makes no sense. So then, in the middle of the game, she loses, and she ends up getting the ball hit somewhere else or something. I don't know. Then she throws her tennis racket on the floor like a fucking wild animal. Like, ugh! Ow, I hurt my finger. Oh, I hurt my finger. You're being very childish by throwing your tennis racket. It doesn't matter how or why you're angry. By doing so, you should at the very least get a punishment of some sort, and that's in the rules. You're not allowed to do that. She obviously knew that. She still did it. She got in trouble. Her third violation was when she started yelling and talking back to the umpire, which, you probably shouldn't. You probably shouldn't talk to the guy who, tells you whether or not you get a point deduction or something like that. She is in the wrong. That's just blatantly obvious. And one person who decided to defend Serena was Riley Dennis. And we're going to be watching 2 videos from Riley Dennis today. I hope you guys do enjoy. If you do, make sure to leave a like. And I've asked for a like at the beginning. Cut! Anyways, hope you guys do enjoy. Let's get started with the video.
Hey everyone! As you can tell from the title, today we're talking about Serena Williams and the recent controversy surrounding her tennis match at the US Open Finals. The shit that Serena Williams had to deal with is a brand of combined racism and sexism often known as misogynoir.
Sorry, what did you say? I had to sneeze for the past 5 minutes. Honestly, it doesn't matter what kind of racism you've dealt with. That does not give you a right to have an outburst the way that she did.
And it's something that black women everywhere have to deal with every day.
Fact. Not all black women experience racism or sexism. That's just a blatant fact. But even with that being said, it's not like every black woman in the world is treated unfairly and unjustly. I mean, I'm sure there is a percentage that is, but that doesn't account for all of them. And the way you're saying it and the way you're wording everything is making it as if all black women are treated in this misogynoir way, which is just untrue and factually incorrect.
So let's go over what happened. Serena Williams was playing Naomi Osaka, and the umpire was Carlos Ramos. Serena's coach made a hand signal towards her, so Ramos gave her a point violation. She later broke a racket, which was another point violation. Then she yelled at Ramos, which was a 3rd point violation.
Wrong. The first was a warning, not a point violation. She did not lose 3 points. She lost. She got 1 warning. She lost 1 point. Then she lost the game. If you're gonna do a video like this, at least have some of the facts right.
Ramos gave her a game violation. Basically, in tennis, they play multiple games, and she automatically lost one because of that. The problem here is that the umpire was treating Serena in a way he never would have treated a man or a white woman.
Where is your data to back that up? Oh, wait. There is one article in the description. She does have a few tweets about it. She does show a few tweets later on in the video, but We'll get there when we get there. But let's just read the article real quick and just prove to you once and for all that this article is complete bullshit. First of all, it's by ABC News, so you know how reliable that source is. Now, the other two cases, I mean, I guess you can make an argument for them, but at the same time, it's like, so what? Who cares? She still broke the rules, nevertheless. I mean, you have to really dig deep to find these. Like, if you can only find 3 cases of this apparent sexism, then you don't really have much of a story now, do you? I mean, if this was a thing that happened all the time, where every woman in the game was strictly punished, while men, they could do whatever the fuck they want and they wouldn't get punished, then, then I can see an argument made there. But you found 3 cases. One in 2017, one in 2016, and this one doesn't even have a date to it, so I don't know, man. Kind of not that reliable.
Tons of tennis fans and former players have pointed out that a man probably wouldn't have received a point violation for the coach making a hand signal.
And where does this evidence come from? Now, where are you getting this information from? Because the ABC article only covered the third strike that Serena Williams got, which was the strike about her yelling at the umpire. What article do you have to prove that men wouldn't have gotten this strike if their coach was caught making hand signals? There is no evidence to prove that. Therefore, it's biased, and therefore, it's not an argument point. It's literally just your own opinion.
Serena didn't make the hand signal. Her coach did.
And her coach came out and said, yes, he was coaching her.
Can you describe the motion that you made that was interpreted by the chair umpire as coaching?
Well, I mean, I'm honest. I was coaching.
I didn't get coaching.
I mean, I'm honest. I was coaching.
You need to make an announcement that I didn't get coaching.
Serena was watching her coach.
I mean, I'm honest. I was coaching.
Therefore, that logic proves that she was cheating and should have gotten that warning or penalty, or whatever you want to call it.
But she was penalized for it, and on top of that, the umpire accused her of cheating, so she understandably got angry.
It's not understandable that she got angry when she knew she was cheating. It's very obvious that she was cheating because her coach admitted to coaching her. And the thing that saddens me is the fact that almost no mainstream media article ever covered this point, even though it was a major point. If you look online and just search YouTube, you will find articles and videos talking about the fact that the coach admitted to this.
Because she wasn't cheating, and she knew she wasn't cheating.
But she was, and that's the thing. She was cheating.
And yet this umpire was calling into question her character and integrity.
Because you don't really have much character and integrity if you cheat in a fucking tennis game. And I know maybe at the time you didn't know that the coach came out and admitted that. But what you did know was that the coach made a hand signal, which is already evidence enough to prove that there was coaching going on, okay? So why argue against it? Why make all these ridiculous points trying to defend her when she clearly is not in the right, but rather she is clearly in the wrong?
There's a really strong argument to be made that had she been a man or a white woman, the umpire would not have given her a game penalty.
What evidence do you have? Wait for it, she's gonna bring up the tweets, because Twitter is totally a reliable source.
Here's a video of men losing their shit at umpires.
Well, the reason why is due to the fact that there may be different umpires. There are certain umpires who might be more lenient and willing to bend the rules for the players, while apparently this guy, Carlos Ramos, would rather be very strict about it. So you don't have an argument there. Different umpires mean different ways the rules are going to be set. Some umpires may be very strict with the rules, while others may be more lenient and be like, well, okay, if you're going to yell at me, that's cool. I don't care. I'm not going to strike you for that. While others, like Ramos, will be like, well, fuck you. You yelled at me. Strike. If she broke the rules, she broke the rules. There's no defense, no argument for it.
One person on Twitter compiled a list of times that Ramos, the umpire, didn't penalize men and white women for yelling at him. They found 11 examples of it.
Okay, let's take a look at each and every example, because why not? Another one of Nick screaming at Carlos for a foot fault, no point or game penalty. Here's one of Andy Murray and Ramos. A violation resulting in Andy shouting stupid umpiring, which does not result in a point loss or game penalty. Well, it's funny how all these articles are squeezed together so you can't even really read them. She does leave a link in the description to the sources, but I kind of don't want to look at them right now. I kind of just want to read them on screen. But you know what? Hey, I understand that you might argue that, oh, well, he's being racist. But if you look at all these pictures, sure, they may all be men and women, but, like, that guy does not look white to me. That guy does not look white. That guy does not look white. These girls, they kind of look white, but they could potentially be of a mixed race. This is really the only guy who looks white. So it's definitely not a race issue.
The thing I keep seeing in every comment section about this stuff is people saying, well, she broke the rules, so she paid the consequences. But that completely ignores the fact that these calls are discretionary. That means they're not applied evenly to all players. The umpire can decide to just issue a warning without penalizing the player if they want. And men and white women are far more likely to be given warnings without any kind of penalty.
Again, where's your evidence? All those tweets you showed me were of, yeah, sure, men and women, but a lot of the men in those photos looked of a minority. Some of them looked Latino. The women, sure, they look kind of white, but they might not have been full white. They kind of look like they were of some other descent as well. Really, there is no 100% argument to prove this, okay? This is all based on opinions, not facts.
But the fact is that people are held to vastly different standards based on both their race and their gender.
Well, if that was the case, why didn't the umpire strike Naomi? She was of African American descent. She was also, I believe, Haitian, like I said earlier, but that's a totally different story to discuss her race. But she was definitely of color. If you look at her, she is not white. Therefore, my question is, why didn't the umpire strike her too? I mean, why did he give her and Serena a strike? Why did he specifically pick Serena instead of Naomi? See, this is where your logic is flawed. They were both women of color, and yet he picked Serena Williams to apparently bully and fucking give all these strikes to, when in reality, it was Serena playing unfairly and acting like a fucking child the entire game, which led to her being penalized.
But I think it's also important to remember that Serena's anger wasn't out of nowhere. She's been dealing with misogynoir throughout her entire career.
Being attacked by racists is no excuse to just let it all out at some random umpire who did nothing wrong, who followed the rules. However, it may be strict. He may have strictly enforced the rules, but he still enforced them based on the rule book. He enforced them the way it was supposed to be enforced, and that's it. She took out her anger on a guy who did nothing wrong based on the rules. That's not fair. And the final conclusion, the part that pisses me off the most, is the fact that Naomi had her win stolen, okay? Because Naomi's victory, no one cared about it. Everyone just, went to Serena and comforted her because apparently she was a victim of racism in this case when she really wasn't.
Today I want to talk about why I, as a queer person, support Muslim.
Why? Muslims, the majority of Muslim ruled nations, like the Middle East, hate you. Why are you going to support people who hate you, dumbass?
Because I hear from random people on the internet all the time that apparently I'm supposed to hate Muslims.
I mean, I would hate a group of people who would believe that I should die because of my sexual orientation. I mean, that's just me. But hey, you do you.
The comments or the replies sound something like this.
Muslims hate you because you're transgender and gay. How can you support a religion that hates you?
Exactly. You being transgender and gay means that most Muslims, not all by the way, most Muslims would hate you, and especially in Middle Eastern countries where they have strict rules that are enforced heavily. And these strict rules are aligned with Muslim beliefs and Islam. So you defending Islam the way you are is kind of ridiculous.
Why do you support Islam? If you went to a Middle Eastern country, they'd kill you.
Exactly. You would die if you went to a Middle Eastern country. You're a gay transgender, but let's say, for example, you're a straight woman. You'd still have to have a man with you at all times because Islam is kind of strict on that, and women are seen as objects and not as people based on Islam. Therefore, Islam is not a very good religion. It really isn't.
So here's how I would answer those people, and maybe it will help you deal with them as well. But remember that some people are just determined to hate, and nothing you say will be able to change their mind.
Okay, I'm not determined to hate. I'm just determined to prove facts, okay? I'm just determined to show the facts and be up and honest with you guys, okay? I'm perfectly fine with gay people. If you're gay or transgender or just LGBT in general, that's cool. As long as you're happy doing what you're doing, that's great. But if you're trying to support a religion who wants to kill you, the hypocrisy and contradictions here is kind of unreal. I mean, you're supporting a group of people who would kill you, who would stone you to death. Like, what the fuck? I wouldn't support those types of people. They're very barbaric. I'm here to support you guys because I feel as long as you're happy doing what you're doing, that's cool. I'm not part of the LGBT, I'm not a strong supporter of it, but I'm here to defend your human rights. And if these people of this barbaric religion are here trying to destroy your rights, to destroy the rights of women, destroy the rights of gays, and destroy the rights of transgender people, well, I'm going to be here and tell them, to tell them that that's not okay. I don't care what your religion says. It's barbaric and it's wrong.
Anyway, let's start with the first accusation, that apparently Muslims hate me because I'm queer. I'm just 100% sure this is not true.
You know what? Let's look at some stats, because we need some stats in our lives. Citizens, gender, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender citizens have limited or highly restrictive rights in most parts of the Middle East, and open to hostility in others. Homosexuality is illegal in 10 of the 18 countries that make up the religion, and punishable by death in 6 of these. This is based on Wikipedia. Okay, not accurate. Okay, fine. The modern Middle East views something very differently. A survey by Pew Research Center in 2013 found most people in the religion believe that homosexuality should be rejected. In Jordan, 97% in Jordan, 95% in Egypt, 80% in Lebanon. In 2007, Muhammad Ahmadinejad, then the president of Iran, told the crowd incredulous students at Columbia University in New York that in Iran we don't have homosexuals. Middle East and North Africa, same-sex relations are illegal in much of this region and punishable by death. There's your information. 3 sources citing the same information that the majority of these Muslim countries will punish you by death.
Because I have friends and acquaintances who are Muslim who have been nothing but positive and supportive towards me.
Do you have 18 million Muslim friends? You don't? Well then, that means less than 1%. And I would argue less than a fraction of 1% of all Middle Eastern people would side with you in your argument. Now, another problem I'm having with this argument is the fact that a lot of her Muslim friends are from America, and America is a lot more lenient when it comes to these sorts of laws. So any Muslims living in America probably aren't as strict when it comes to the rules. America is a less barbaric country than these Middle Eastern countries, which enforce these rules heavily. In America, you're not allowed to kill anyone no matter what. Even if you have a good reason to, there is no law in the United States which allows you to kill anyone, which is probably why most Muslims in the United States aren't gonna kill you.
There's really not much else to argue there. I know that Muslims don't hate me because I have met and talked to so many Muslims who don't hate me and in fact really support me.
1.8 billion Muslims. To define most Muslims, or the majority of all Muslims, or even a lot, that's gonna account for, I don't know, at least a billion. At least a billion. But you know, hey, that's just me. I don't know. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry.
It would be pretty illogical to assume that all 1.8 billion Muslims in the world exist as a monolith.
Well, not all 1.8 billion hate you. I would say maybe somewhere near 1.6 billion. But you know what? That's just me being stupid again. I'm sorry. You know, the 200 million Muslims that do like you, you know, they're cool, but you know, 1.6 billion, you know, that's cool.
Stereotype such a massive group of people with greatly varying beliefs as all anti-queer is ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous when you look at the homophobic laws in the Middle East. The Middle East is home to the majority of Muslims, whether it be in the Middle East or North Africa. So the majority of these countries do have homophobic laws and anti-gay marriage laws. And I've cited 3 sources already and proved to you guys that these laws exist and these countries are very homophobic because of their religion of Islam.
In fact, there are queer Muslims in this world. There are gay Muslims and trans Muslims.
But what percent of the majority do they make up? Probably less than 1%, because as I said before, if there's 1.8 billion Muslims, you need at least 18 million to make up one singular percent. And even if there is 1% of all Muslims is gay, that's not a majority. That is far from it.
It's at this point that someone usually quotes some verse from the Quran that they think is homophobic.
Because the Quran is homophobic. And to a lesser extent, the Bible may have some verses that are homophobic as well.
But like, you can find quotes from the Bible that sound homophobic just as easily. And so many atheists support these huge popular atheists who are massive homophobes and transphobes and racists. And so it seems super hypocritical for those Christians and atheists to be acting all high and mighty.
In fact, American Muslims as a whole are statistically more accepting of homosexuality than American white evangelical Christians. Like America overall, Muslims are more accepting of homosexuality. It says right here Protestant, 52%, which is the exact same as U.S. Muslims. White evangelical. Black, like 66 of Catholics. You're looking at one fucking part of the thing. One fucking group of people who I don't even think. Oh my god, this is fucking stupid.
I just think that if homophobic Quran verses mean I shouldn't support Muslims, then homophobic Bible verses mean I shouldn't support Christians.
I'm not here to say that you have to support any religion, because we live in America where you can identify as whatever and whomever you want and believe whatever and whomever you want. That's America for you. And on top of all that, like, if that's just perfectly fine, honestly, I don't care.
But the truth is, I know there are queer-friendly Christians and atheists and Muslims, and that someone's religion, or lack thereof, doesn't necessarily determine their attitudes towards queer people.
That's because Christianity isn't as barbaric. Christians don't kill homosexuals, at least not anymore. I don't know if they did in the past, but I know as of now they don't. And American Muslims aren't going to kill you because we live in America where not only is homosexuality widely accepted, but also because murder isn't generally speaking accepted in America. But in the Middle East, it's widely accepted to murder someone because of their sexuality and sexual preference.
Religions are not political parties. Someone's affiliation with one only tells you what God they believe in.
Not necessarily, because the religion that you're part of shows your core beliefs. Like Christianity and Catholic and Protestant and such, they all believe in the same God. Okay, they all believe that there's God, they all believe that there's Jesus, but they have different core beliefs within themselves. That's why they're classified as different parts of Christianity. Like, you have your normal Christians and you have your Catholics, Protestants, etc. There's also Orthodox. There's many other different branches off of this religion, in particular of Christianity. And the same can be said for Muslims. Like, a lot of them would follow the Quran, while lots of other ones would be like more willing to accept you. It'd be like, hey, maybe this is wrong, and that's good. Acceptance is a good thing, okay? But you can't just say that I support all Muslims, just like you can't say that you hate all Muslims. Because there's a lot of them that still don't like you. And you saying that you support them killing, gay people and transgender people and treating women the way that they do is just unfair and unjust.
And the funniest part about these people who say that Muslims hate me because I'm queer is that they usually say that right after calling me an anti-queer slur.
Well, I'm not doing that. I'm perfectly fine with you being transgender and queer. If that's what makes you happy, if dating a female while being a female is what makes you happy, then go ahead and do that. I support you. If it means that you're happy, then cool. I don't support your logic, I don't support your reasoning, and I don't support your opinions, but I do support your choice to do what makes you happy. I know that being gay isn't a choice, I get it, okay? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I support her choice to be happy and doing what makes her happy. Because obviously she wouldn't be happy dating a man because she is a trans lesbian. That's just very simple. But yeah, all I'm gonna say on that is I don't support the entirety religion of Islam, because Islam is just a barbaric religion that hates on women in the sense that they treat them unfairly and treat them as objects rather than people, and they want to kill gay people, or at least a vast majority in the Middle East do. Sorry for recording an outro after the fact. In my original outro I recorded for the video, I was coughing and hacking, and that's not really an outro now, is it? Anyways, hope you guys did enjoy the video. I did try a new editing format and style. I hope you guys do enjoy it. It's tedious as fuck, but you know what? I enjoyed editing and I had some fun doing it. Maybe a little tedious, but you know what? It's worth it. Yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, click the bell notification so you get notified by every single upload that I upload to this channel. Hopefully. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy. Goodbye and farewell.